My mother-in-law found my nudes on her husband's phone. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be intriguing. Like, what? Well, let's get into it. Hey, I desperately need some advice. Hey, girl. I have been with my husband for almost 8 years. He's the sweetest, most thoughtful, handsome, and kind person I know. And I've always felt like he was my fairy tale. I haven't really had the easiest life. My dad left my mom for another woman when I was 10, so I grew up without a father and a lot of times had to help my mom with my younger siblings. Because of that, I started college a bit later. I attended college out of state, which was 6 hours from home. And that was a relief because I didn't have to be around so much to help. But it also gave me anxiety, panic attacks, and homesickness so badly that the first year of school I nearly crashed and burned. I was on the verge of dropping out and going back home until I spoke with my woman study professor, who convinced me to stay, helped me get my focus on my grade back on track, and introduced me to other kids around campus so I could make friends and spoke with my counselors on my behalf. He was a major part in me being able to graduate college and someone I could truly connect with. Even after I was no longer in his class, we'd make time to see each other on campus and he'd always make jokes about how I'm like a second daughter to him. And I felt that really too, especially because I didn't have a dad of my own. It was nice that somebody cared about me. He always joked about wishing he had a son to set me up with, but both of his sons were taken. I thought just my luck. One winter break, I decided not to go home and stay in town. I had no plans really. My mom had just gotten remarried, love him. So it was the first time I didn't feel the urgency to go home and help my family. So I decided to take some time for me for once. My professor asked me what my plans were, and of course I told him nothing. So he invited me to Christmas dinner with his wife and kids. I joked that maybe I'll get lucky and one of your sons will be finally single. Haha. When I showed up, it was amazing. Their family was so warm, kind, and connected. Something I had never experienced. As I started to get comfortable, one of his sons, we'll call him Jace, walked in. I immediately felt hot all over and nervous. Mr. Z introduced us, saying, "This is the son I've been telling you about. He's finally single." And it was a little bit awkward, but immediately there was a spark and it felt like love at first sight. Jason and I hit it off, and I realized the Christmas invite was a blind date setup. It worked out because we eventually got married and I became Mrs. Z. It was incredible. Nice. I mean, nice. That's actually like cool. Oh, let's keep going. I had a family that I truly connected with. I love my in-laws and everything was amazing. Fast forward to today. I have spent nearly every Christmas with them for the past 6 years, and my husband and I have this spicy Christmas tradition where he takes sexy Mrs. Close photos of me. And when I say sexy, I mean super kinky, bondage, handcuffs, like the whole thing. Like, and when I say sexy, I mean career ruining if they ever got out. It's just the thing we started doing after we got married. Honestly, I love this tradition of ours. It makes me feel sexy and puts so much fire into our relationship. We always do this a week before we spend the holiday at his parents' house. And when we got to his parents' house for our most recent visit, my mother-in-law was very distant and cold towards me, which was so strange because she's always treated me like a second daughter. I brought it up to my husband and he thought nothing of it. Skip to Christmas morning. I woke up early to start prepping the kitchen for dinner, and a little later she came down. Again, she was cold and distant and ignoring me. I was confused and hurt by this because we have the dream mother-daughter relationship, mother and daughter-in-law relationship. So I pressed her about what was wrong, and she just, wait, don't tell me that his son sent the pictures to his dad. I mean, how did the father even get hold of the picture? Wait, I hope it's not what I'm thinking because this is this is great, great. Let's keep going. You know what you've done. You disgust me, and after dinner, I want you out of my house. Ooh. My heart sank and I felt completely sick. I had no idea what was going on, so I pleaded with her to tell me. So she went upstairs, got my father-in-law's phone, came back, and what she showed me made me feel my stomach was gonna drop out of my ass. It was a folder filled with my sexy Mrs. Claus photos. Oh no. No, no, no. Mr. Z is a creep. I mean, how did he get it? I mean, what's up with all these professors are like always creepy? Always. But let's keep going. My mother-in-law accused me of two-timing her son and trying to seduce her husband. I immediately broke out in hives, totally turned red, and started hyperventilating. I had no idea how this could happen. I begged her to listen to me. When I approached her, she pushed me, and I fell into the counter. She stormed out the house and was gone for 2 hours. I woke my husband up and told him what happened. Immediately, he became furious, wondering why my mother in law would approach me like that, and screaming about how his dad could have gotten my photos. We are both confused at the same thing. Screaming about how his dad could have gotten the photos that he took. Was his phone hacked? I don't get it. I'm trying to make sense out of it. He took the pictures with his phone, and then there it was in his father's phone that his mother saw, and then approached you like trying to time in son and father, and now he's wondering how not wondering, screaming how his father could have gotten the pictures that he took. His phone was probably hacked. Well, let's keep going. We are both confused about the same thing. He assumed that he must have left his phone out and open and that his dad went through it, something he said his dad used to do all the time when he was in high school. I was really uncomfortable, so I wanted to leave immediately. My husband ended up convincing me to stay the night for dinner and that we would leave first thing in the morning. You should have scrammed immediately. I had the worst time pretending I was okay in front of his brother, sister, and other family members. All day I just felt fucking sick. Like seeing those photos of me that way and knowing someone else had them on their phone made me want to disappear. It was so violating. Yeah, it was. Like, it was violating. Like, what? Why would my father-in-law have these photos of me? He's always been like a father to me. At dinner, I could tell Jace and his parents' vibe were so off. His dad didn't speak to me once, which is not like him, and his mother actively ignored me. I felt like everyone in the room could tell something was going on. I barely ate, and what little I did, I threw up after dinner. I tried to go to bed early and felt sick the whole time. I tried putting together the pieces of how this could have happened because it totally makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? Okay, it totally makes no sense. I told my husband I could not sleep here tonight and we needed to leave. He agreed and said we could go after he showers. Okay, I feel like her comfort is not a priority in this thing. How can you be so calm? How can you be so okay? How can you be so quiet when your dad have your wife's notes that you took on his phone and your mother finds it? Let's keep going. Cause this pisses me off. It's an insane situation. Really? Your dad has no. Let's keep going. He took what felt like the longest time ever, so long that it almost felt inconsiderate. While he wasn't there, I couldn't calm down, so I decided to look through his phone. And what I found was my living fucking hell. I found all the pictures he and I had been taking over the last few years and a photo album in his phone, which is fine. But then I found a group chat with him, his brother, and his dad, going back every Christmas for the last 4 years with a text that said, Merry Christmas, boys, followed by my Mrs. Claus note. I immediately felt lightheaded and almost passed out. I couldn't believe what I was reading. The responses from his brother and dad were just as horrible. Let's keep going. Ho, ho, ho. Like, X ho. Christmas is like an honor face, I guess. Like, to clarify, it was like I think it's just the thing they were saying to be cute to each other. So what felt like the worst of all was I began to list began at the test thread begin between my father-in-law, brother-in-law, and my husband. I found a message from the year after we got married. And my father-in-law messaged my husband saying, since I hooked you up with her, I should know how it is. That's when my husband sent him the first photo of me. And somehow, over the years, they involved my brother in law, who also has a wife. Disgusting. My mom, like, I could barely move. I was paralyzed. This thing I thought was special between my husband and I was nothing but a sick fucking game for him and his boys at my expense. He shot at me. I immediately fled the room with my husband's phone, barged into my in-laws' room, and started hitting my father-in-law. When they were finally able to get out of bed, everyone in the house has woken up to see what was going on. I read the text out loud for everyone to hear and proved my mother-in-law what was going on behind my back. She lost it, yelling at everyone, slapped her husband and mine in the face, and made them all leave. Everyone was yelling, trying to get their stories heard, and I just sat in the corner, embarrassed, violated, and scared. My sister-in-law and my mother-in-law were losing it on everyone, while my brother-in-law's wife came to hold me. All the women in the house immediately turned against the men. My mother-in-law was screaming at the top of her lungs, embarrassed that she blamed me, and disgusted about the photographic sex ring the men in her family had been sending around of me. This is the worst Christmas of my entire life. I'm filing for a divorce from my husband, fucking dog. And so is my mother-in-law, and so is my brother-in-law's wife. Wow. Honestly, I did not expect the women to be on my side and never in a million years thought this would happen to me. I had no idea how to move on or if I'll ever be able to date again or feel sexy again. I was violated by a man that grew to feel like a father to me and my own husband. How can I eventually move on from this? Oh, this is so sad. That's like an extra ring. I'm so sorry that happens to you, bestie. That is so, so sad. Your husband is a creep. His father is also a creep. Like, the whole guys in that family are creeps. Like, I feel obviously the worst for her because she probably felt so exposed with those photos going out, like things like that. Like, I really feel bad for the wife of the father as well. Like, how do you mend that relationship back with people who are literally your family? Your son, I mean, it's dead. I mean, like, you can't see your sons any other way than just these disgusting people. Like, both of them. I mean, it's not even one son, it was literally her sons, like the husband, the family was crushed. Like it really made me feel like, boy, it really made me feel like there was some kind of like grooming going on with the sons. I mean, with the dad and the sons during their childhood ages. I mean, what kind of influence would you have to have on your sons? Because you don't just end up like that. That's just not something you start doing when you literally have a wife. I mean, they were taught that from the dad. I think there is a lot of men who are very capable of pretending to be what they are not for a very long time. And I think that men, I would say, are better at projecting the false image of themselves into the world for a longer period of time than women are. I couldn't imagine finally feeling like you are living your fairy tale just for it to come all crashing down around you. Like a literal avalanche of just violation, shame, embarrassment, trust issues. It makes me so upset because I couldn't imagine feeling like I couldn't trust you. Like waking up one day and the person that you've been with for the last years is not who the person is. I think that's the scariest part about it. But what do you guys think? Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section.